We'll be going live in a few seconds. Stand by. And we are live.
All right. Good morning, San Diego City College. My name is Denise Flissenhunt, and I'm the Vice President of Student Services at the most amazing college in the entire world, and that is San Diego City College. So this morning, a team of us have gotten together in our fabulous places. You can see I decided to share how I've spent my hours preparing to talk to students at San Diego City College. And so what we're going to do is focus on student services. And with that, really recognizing that we're all in this together. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to someone who's been thinking about you nonstop pandemic, someone who's students, and that is our amazing president, Dr. Ricky Shabazz.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Denise, and thank you to our amazing City College colleagues who are in fact thinking of our students and your health and your safety. And I hope everyone is doing well. But the reality is that I know many of you are not. Many of you are facing the reality of possibly being laid off, the reality of needing us to get you your financial aid check and other resources as quickly as possible. And so I want to thank Denise, our Vice President of Students, and her wonderful team who are assembled really to do a follow-up to our first forum. A lot of you had questions as it related to folks who are going to provide you with up-to-date information. And right there on the homepage, you'll see to be back at City College, our vibrant, amazing campus community, in terms of what are the best practices to keep everyone from our homes. And that's because our first priority, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yes, we're really excited to talk to you, the most important people that make up the college, and that is our students. So you're going to hear different people from the campus community who are coming to talk directly to you about how we serve students. And to that said, we did this in partnership with our associate student government. And so I'm going to go ahead and start with our counseling division, which has done such amazing work to work with students. They've done a lot of very innovative programming. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you now to the counseling chair.
Hi, everybody. So glad that you're joining us today. The counseling department, on behalf of all of our counselors, we wish you well, and we hope that, I just wanted to let you know quickly that counselors are here for you. We're here to guide you and provide as much assistance as we possibly can. Online appointments for students, you can schedule through our ESAR scheduling system directly from our website. So if you do need to speak with a counselor, please log into or visit our website, counseling department website, to schedule a virtual e-appointment with one of our counselors. We also have an email service for you. So if you do have general questions, you're welcome to submit an email to the counselors and we will respond to you as soon as we possibly can. Please know that we have a lot of emails coming into our inbox right now, and we're trying to get to the emails as fast as we possibly can. But we are here for you. We are available to try to provide as much assistance as we can. We care about you and we want to help you get through this time. So please seek us out, visit our counseling department website. We will continue to provide as many services as we can. We're going to gradually move into online workshops for you and online walk-in sessions so that we can be more available. So please look us up and know that we're there for you. You're muted.
As you can tell, I'm just like you. I'm just like every student. I'm learning how to do what you do. And we recognize that this is a not so easy challenge to kind of balance life and balance your ability to do your schoolwork. And we so appreciate everything you do. So thank you very much, Georgina, for sharing your words. I'd like now to transition to someone who's involved in the financial side, making sure that students get resources. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to one of our fine staff members in financial aid, and that is Ms. Susanna Kinnemer.
Hi, everybody. My name is Susanna Kinnemer. I represent the Financial Aid Office at San Diego City College. This information will be presented in English and Spanish. Esta información se presentará en inglés y en español. what we do is help students find funding to help pay for college. This funding may include scholarships, grants, loans, and federal work-study programs. We have knowledgeable staff who assist students in completing the free application for federal student aid, FAFSA, and technicians who verify supporting documentation to determine how much aid each student qualifies for. In addition to the FAFSA, we also submit GPA verifications for Cal Grant students. And we assist students in completing the DREAM app application, which is for students that do not have a social security number. We also help students with OSHER scholarships and the federal student loans. Other services include assisting students granted federal work study by placing them in career-related jobs, open bookstore accounts funded through the student's financial aid allocation, and calculating payments. However, we do not issue checks. Students can find more information about our programs and future workshops by visiting our webpage, sdcity.edu/financial aid, or emailing us at cdaid@sdccd.edu. Buenas tardes. Esta información, mi nombre es Susana Kinnemer. Estoy representando la oficina de ayuda financiera en San Diego City College. Lo que hacemos en la oficina es ayudar a estudiantes a encontrar subsidios para pagar algunos gastos del colegio. Los subsidios pueden ser becas, asistencia financiera, préstamos y el programa de trabajo-estudio. Tenemos representantes entrenados para asistir a estudiantes a llenar la aplicación de Free Application for Federal Student Aid, FAFSA, y technicians que verifican los documentos entregados por los estudiantes para determinar la elegibilidad de cada estudiante. A partir de la FAFSA, también ayudamos a estudiantes a llenar la aplicación de DREAM Act, que es para estudiantes que no tienen seguro social, la beca OSHER y los préstamos estudiantiles. Nuestros servicios incluyen asistir a estudiantes becados por el Programa Federal Trabajo-Estudio a encontrar trabajos de medio tiempo relacionados con la carrera que están estudiando. Establecemos cuentas en la librería a través de la asignación de ayuda financiera y calculamos pagos. Sin embargo, no procesamos los cheques. Para más información sobre nuestros programas y futuros talleres, pueden visitar nuestra página web en sdcity.edu/financial aid o mandar un correo electrónico a cdaid@sdccd.edu. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent job. Thank you very much. Our financial aid team is here to serve you. They've been working nonstop to make sure that students get resources. So we just really appreciate you, Susanna, and the work that you've done. So now I'd like to transition over to an office that is so important for our students on campus, and that is the Office of Disabled Students Programs and Services. And under the direction of our faculty coordinator, Ms. Bree Kennedy, has done an amazing job. So without further ado, I introduce you to Ms. Kennedy.
Hi, City College. As Denise mentioned, my name is Bree Kennedy, and I'm so happy to be here today to be able to share with you some information that for some students that have already connected with the DSPS office and have received services, you might not be aware of what remote services that we're able to provide for you. But there also might be some students out there that, because of this transition and this current situation we're in, might be able to benefit from the services that we provide in the accommodations that we provide in our office. So we provide accommodations for students with temporary and or permanent medical conditions. So maybe you're experiencing a temporary situation with this pandemic. We want you to connect with us. We are here for you, and we are able to provide you with support and services. I want to share with you a little bit about what those services might look like and how we could benefit you. We have an amazing team of counselors that can individually talk with you about your individual situation in your classes and look at options in regards to staying in the class, helping be a liaison with your professor, or looking at options for withdraw or incompletes. So there's a variety of different options that we can individually discuss with you if you're having difficulties with particular situation with this pandemic. We also provide academic accommodations. So for some students, they might need extended time on tests. We can provide you with additional tutoring supports and connecting with our tutoring centers. We can provide you with materials in alternate formats, such as audio, captioning, interpreting, things like that. So lots of different accommodations. In addition to that, we have an amazing team in our high tech center that is actually providing technology support. So help with Zoom. I actually had to learn from them myself. And also support with getting onto Canvas. So we have that tech support, one-on-one support that we can provide to you as well. In addition to educational planning and liaisoning and connecting you with campus resources. You might be asking, how can you find us? It's very simple. You just go to sdcity.edu/DSPS, and you can call us to schedule an appointment, or you can click and request an appointment. So very easy. Thank you, City College. Maintain your distance, but stay connected and be well.
Thank you very much, Bree. That's fantastic. And yes, stay connected. Speaking of staying connected, I wanted to take the time to connect you to your Associated Student Government President, and I'm going to introduce him. He is Mr. Oscar Rendon, and also your ASG, I think he's on the line, Vice President, and that is Javier Valle, and they're going to give you the voice of the students. We thought there was no way that we could do this without having student presence. And so they're going to share a little bit about what's happening in the ways of the Associate Student Government, and also they being students sharing their perspectives of what it's like to do what they do at home to serve students. Mr. Rendon and Mr. Valle.
Hi everyone, it's an honor to be on the line with you, and I really do appreciate you, Denise, for recognizing the student government and for all the staff members that called onto the line to help give information to parents, students, and the community within itself. I just want to first say that we are approaching the end of the spring semester here at San Diego City College, and election periods are approaching us again, and it's super important that the students make sure to vote online. Emails will be sent to students, so make sure to keep an eye out for those. And I definitely want to recommend any students that are interested in being in shared governance within the community college district, within the college council at our campus and across the state of California, definitely get involved and check out our website so you can learn more about what it means to be a student leader. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you. I'm looking for Mr. Valle. Is he also on the line? Okay, he's probably on his way. So with that said, I'm going to introduce you now. Recognizing a critical component of City College is that we believe in social justice and we believe in serving all students. And our Dreamer students play a critical role in terms of their experiences on their campus, their perspectives, and the contribution to the greater world. So with that said, at City College, you may be well aware that we have a Dreamers Resource Center. And it is my distinct pleasure to introduce you to the coordinator of our Title V, which is also the Dreamer Resource Center, as well as a series of other collective hubs on the campus. And that is Mr. Adan Sanchez.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Vice President Wisenhunt, for the introduction. Again, my name is Adan Sanchez. I'll be sharing some information primarily about the Subir Dreamer Resource Center. Please, you can look at our new website content at sdcity.edu/dreamer. You can also follow us on Instagram at Dreamer Resource Center for all of our latest updates. This specific Subir Center primarily focuses, as it was mentioned, on supporting and empowering the undocumented communities we serve at City College. Specifically in this time of our new remote environment, we want to support our undocumented students, as many of them do not qualify for funding opportunities because of state and federal eligibility guidelines. And so we want to recognize that, and we want to do our very best to support our students at City College. We also, of course, welcome and invite allies to join our programs and services that we offered through the Dreamer Resource Center. During this time of remote services, I want to highlight a few of our programs and services that we have. So I want to remind you that we're here to support you, and we want to create this virtual space to really connect and engage with each other. And I think that's something that we want to take we want to incorporate it into our programs, that we also want to engage as much as other provide some key support and services. The first one is the referral to immigration consultations. We're still continuing to doing that, where we will refer you to lawyers that can help you with DACA applications, renewal of the process, the naturalization process as well, and other immigration services. You will have to first meet with a counselor, Noel Puga, and you can sign up online on our website under the section request a one-on-one appointment. The second piece is our wellness workshop series. They actually start today. It's a collaboration with the Student Health Center and the International Students Office to provide key information and resources around the well-being of our students, especially during this time. As I mentioned, the first one starts today at 1 p.m. and there will be 2 more that will host virtually before the end of the semester. And then the third piece is we have a series of virtual events to engage and connect with each other. Again, some of us really need that connection as well. And even though we cannot do it in person, we want to provide that space virtually. Our next event is coming up this Thursday, April 16th at 11:30 a.m. It's going to be a book reading with author and City College faculty, Dr. Omar Pimienta, on his book, Album of Fences. And then in a couple of weeks, Thursday, April 23rd at 2 p.m., we'll host our next Undocu Healing Circle, where our counselor, Noel Pulga, facilitates a supportive space for City College students. And you can register for this event on our website again. And lastly, I just want to close by saying that we have other severe centers on campus, physical spaces, and we will be relaunching our student services program and resources in the near future, again, virtually. And so we'll keep you updated. And again, please keep in mind that we want to support all our students in both their academic lives, but also we want to be very mindful about all of the out of classroom experiences that you're going through. So please, again, visit our website at sdcity.edu/dreamer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The work that you've done, Don, and the time that you've been at City College has been fantastic under the leadership of Dean Valadez. I just wanted to thank you and all the great stuff. I see the amazing things that we're doing with Dreamers, and I'm so excited. And as we prepare for other spaces in the future, which include, if you want to talk a little bit more about some of your other spaces, that would be great.
Yeah, so again, I wanted to be mindful of the time. So, but definitely we have some initiatives going on already as we want to develop some of the student services that we have with other specific populations. And so one of them will be one of the spaces we're focusing on the LGBTQIA plus experience, so supporting our lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender communities. And then also another component will be supporting through a hub focus on women's resources. And so those two will be coming up physically on our campus sometime in the near future. In the meantime, again, we'll be developing those virtual components and services that we want to provide already starting this semester, but definitely a full force starting in the fall semester.
Thank you very, very much. Now we're going to transition on to an office that is critical during this time. And in the spirit of that, I brought what I'm using now, and that is Student Health. And Student Health has a plethora of resources for you, information in the ways of information. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Dottie Cordell.
Good morning, students. I want to bring the message from both the mental health part of the Student Health Center and from the Student Health Clinic that we sincerely miss you. We want you to know that you paid a student health fee and we are still here for you. We have a presence at SD City, the Student Health Center, and you can find both arms of the area, both medical and mental health. Medically and nursing wise, how can we support you? Currently, we have a nurse advice line that is open during our clinic hours that you can find on our web pages, and nurses or nurse practitioners are checking those lines every hour, and we'll get back to you with advice, with going through your symptoms and seeing what we can do for you or what you might be able to get done in the community, talking to you about your concerns about coronavirus or whatever it may be. But we want you to know we're here. And on the mental health side of the house, as we say, Leslie Easton directs that program, and we want you to know that you can call them as you can call us. You can also complete a form on the internet to request a phone consultation or a teletherapy session, and that they are actively involved also in either teletherapy or community resources. And as Adon said, an incredible series of wellness workshops that start today. One of them starts at 1 to 2:30, and you can find the Zoom link for that under the events and outreach tab on the mental health site. I urge you all to come, call us, let us know you want some help, and we are here for you. And I urge you, for the safety of all of us, to maintain your distance, to wash your hands, and to stay safe and healthy. We miss you very much. Be well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Cordell. And thank you previously, Dr. Sanchez, as well. What we're going to do now is transition over. We kind of talked about that beginning part. You know, when you first come, you get financial aid. City College is amazing because of its kind of continuum of supports for students all along the way. And that's what we're here to tell you, is while you're sitting in spaces just like we are, sometimes with your family everywhere, we are all in this together. We are all in this together. So we talk about that continuum. We are also at that point by which we need to think about, what are we doing for transfer? Some of you are already thinking about transfer. So Dr. Bull is here to talk to you from the perspective of what is happening with our Transfer and Career Center. Dr. Bull?
Thank you, Vice President Denise Wisenhunt. First, I want to acknowledge all of our students, that you all are heroes, because we know that you all, majority of you are actually essential workers, that you are allowing us to stay home, that you are folks that are attending our gas stations, our grocery stores. So even though we're telling them to stay home, that you actually are working, and a lot of you are actually experiencing layoffs and furloughs. So we just want to validate that. My wife is a healthcare professional, she's a nurse practitioner, but there's other heroes, they're not just healthcare professionals, it's you all, our students, who are on the front lines. And so with that being said, I want to kind of go over some of the challenges and news that's coming out of the UC and CSU system in regards to transfer. Just like the federal response, every UC and CSU is kind of like each state that had their own different policies, all the way down to the departmental level. So I want to share with you all a matrix here, if I may, of what is going on specifically with our campus. So we have quite a few challenges, or quite a few changes in the UC system. We have been allowed to be pushed back all the way until the fall, until the summer, for your pass no pass exemptions. Certain major prep courses are allowed for you to take until the summer. So if you think about dropping a class right now, be very, very cognizant that even though you're able to exercise that pass no pass option, it may not be the best thing for you to do. And so certain majors, if you're an accounting major, for example, and you want to get your CPA licensure in the future, that class may need to be taken for a grade so you can sit for your licensure. Similarly with our nursing, the anatomy, physio, micro courses, even though you can exercise pass no pass options on those, they may be required for you to get admitted to those particular programs. So just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it, okay? So stick in there. The UCs have allowed all of the exemptions to extend to the summer. So if you're particularly looking at taking a class or withdrawing from a class right now, you want to take it in summer, that extension has been granted to you. Similarly, the transcripts, UCSD has allowed all the way until the first day of class in the fall for you to submit your official transcripts. That's how flexible they've become. CSUs for your Golden 4, that's your English 101, your critical thinking, your English 205 philosophy, your communications, and your math in the Golden 4. the CSUs have allowed you all to take those courses pass no pass. So if you're saying, oh my God, you know, I've struggled with math and I didn't sign up for this class online, I want to do it in person, and you're thinking about dropping it, don't. Stick it in there, take it pass no pass, work with a professor, because the CSUs have given you that exemption. And so there's a myriad of flexibility that's happening within the CSU system. The intent to enroll fee waiver. So some of you have been admitted. The CSUs already submitted their admissions prior to spring break or during spring break. Some of you have been accepted to your institutions right now. That intent to enroll fee has been waived. If you have an extenuating circumstance, please reach out to them. They'll be flexible. So if you, for example, if you experienced a layoff right now, you cannot pay that fee. That is an extenuating circumstance, and they're going to work with you on that. So there's a lot of flexibility that's happening. The best way to find that out is if you go to our website. I'll share my screen with you here, and you go to sdcity.edu. We see our landing page here. Under the second tab is remote online student services. You click on there. You'll have all the people that you heard from today, all the different centers. If you click on the transfer center, you'll see our website here, and you can scroll down. We highly recommend you subscribe to our YouTube channel. In our YouTube channel, we have all of the info sessions. So we had one with UCSD on Monday. We had one with Humboldt yesterday. We'll have one come with UC Berkeley, UC Santa Cruz, San Diego State. So we have all these virtual tours and info sessions happening where you get to hear directly from the admissions officers and how each unique campus is making that transition for COVID-19 impacted students. We also have our job board here. Sasha Knox, our job development coordinator, is putting together a remote employable list. So for jobs that are hiring remotely right now, you can click on that for sure. So please visit our website, utilize these resources. Our transfer team has done a phenomenal job of getting content on here, all through our social media, our Facebook, our Instagram, or Twitter. If you want to set up a meeting or an appointment, please do that through our City Trans email that's located here. All our workshops, if you go to our YouTube page, we have the links here, but if you go to our YouTube page, all our workshops are also located in there. So if you're figuring out, you know, you want to have a transition in your career, how do you do that? All the workshops are here, and they're all ADA compliant. We make sure that our phenomenal team has spent hours capturing, you know, these videos, making sure that the content is digestible for all types of users. So we're trying to get you the latest and greatest information in the best way that we can. We highly recommend people go to the website, go to the student services landing page, navigate that, go on social media. We know where you're at. You're on Twitter, you're on Facebook. We haven't hit TikTok yet, but hopefully we can do a TikTok ed plan or something. But I know most of you are just trying to figure out how to survive at the moment. So please, however we can help to support you all, our phenomenal counseling team and our staff are here for you.
Thank you very much. So we're at that point of our presentation where now we want to hear you. We're asking you if you have questions about any of the presenters. We have assembled a panel of experts who can answer many of your questions. We also have a few people that are logged in just to answer questions as well that aren't presenting. We have Ms. Meza, who is in the financial aid office. She is our acting director in that capacity, our financial aid officer. So there's a lot of key people that we have today to answer your questions. So please be sure to ask questions now, because that's why we're here. It's because we care. And Dr. Bull raised some really good points when he started talking about the plight of our students. And making sure that our students will recognize that we see you. We see you in your homes. We see you when we step out of our homes, or step out of your homes, or wherever you choose to stay. We see you, and we're here to absolutely support you. So should you have any questions, please, this is the time, the space now. And so I'm going to transition over to our Dean of Student Affairs, and that's Dean Marciano Perez. But before we do that transition, if you have any questions, please log in. We love to answer any questions because we absolutely are here for you 100%. I'm reminded by my favorite my favorite painting has a quote of Thurgood Marshall, and he says this, he says, "I did the best I could with what I had." And I know that's the space that you're in right now. You're doing the best that you can with what you have, and we're absolutely here to support you. So should you have questions, please do so. And in the interest of that, I'm going to actually pose my own question, and that is of the panel. And if you could all kind of chime in and answer this for me, and that is, why should students stay in school now? Why should you stay in school? Just go ahead and log in. And I could tell that Oscar's already ready. So Oscar, you might want to chime in and talk about that.
So I just want to say that I want to thank San Diego City College for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this panel. And I want to say to students who are thinking about withdrawing from classes and most likely are still questioning whether or not they want to be enrolled online and be taking classes remotely, I think it's important for you to analyze, when this situation is over, you still have to continue living your life as normal. And although we are living our lives within the spaces of our own homes, it's important that you keep taking in the opportunity to learn and grow as an individual. And I know that it can be stressful and everyone has different learning styles, but this is going to help you enormously in the long run. And hopefully after this is all over, we can look back at it and teach our own generations that are to come after us that anything is possible.
Thank you. Others? Dr. Bull?
Yeah, so the question is, why should our students stay in school? You know, when crisis happens, one of two things happens, right? Either innovation or creativity happens, or you perish. And so I think one of these moments is you can utilize education as a foundational platform to really come up with creative and innovative ideas to justify our existence as a society. And what other place can we do that than the academy, right? So I highly encourage our students to persist, maintain, exercise enough energy and muster yourself up with every amount that you can, because some of us, we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. Think about it, it was illegal for some of us to read and write not too long ago. And now we have this weapon, this tool, as Mandela says, to change the world. The greatest weapon is in your mind. And education, character, integrity, and to make you a critical thinker was one of the foundational ways in which we can do that. So utilizing this institution as a platform for that, as Oscar mentioned, is very, very critical. Also, we are witnessing an enormous amount of flexibility. I mean, if you look at, IG live counseling, you're looking at, PayPal, financial aid checks. I mean, you're looking at some of the most innovative practices from our institutions coming to you. And so now that we see that, take advantage of that. And that we have summer, we have pass as an option. We have really opened the floodgates for you all to succeed, because this economy, the way it's projected and what's coming, what's looming, having that piece of paper is going to be very, very critical. And however we can help you and support you in that is essential, just not for you, but the families that you represent.
That's right. And with that said, I'm going to now transition over to Dean Marciano Perez, who will be able to answer some questions.
Hey everyone, sorry about that. I thought I wasn't going to be on, so I have moved on. Just wanted to say thank you all for being here. I just wanted to again remind folks that we have some basic needs resources that are on the website. So if you go on to the main San Diego City College webpage, we still have a list of some resources that are available for students in terms of how to access food, how to access technology needs. There's some resources for healthcare, that are on there. So we don't want you to think that just because we're all working from home, that you no longer have access to some of the resources that take care of all of your basic needs. So please, we're all in this together. We are all learning as we go through this process. I wanted to also share with you all something that the ASG has been working on, and Oscar and I were chatting last night, and one of the things that I had asked him to remind you, and in his excitement, is just to know that, you know, the ASG has been working on providing scholarships for students. So there's about $3,000 worth of scholarships that are being paid out this week to students through the Associated Student Government. And so they have not forgotten that they represent you. They have not forgotten that they are there to advocate for you. Oscar and I continue to meet and talk about how the Associated Student Government can continue to be the voice for students. Oscar and his constituents and his peers are still serving on shared governance councils throughout the college. They're working to advocate for students at every level. And so we want to make sure that you all know that if you have questions, if you have concerns, please reach out to your Associate Student Government leaders, share with them what your concerns are, and let them be the voice that are sitting at the tables as we try to work through this for all of you all. I also want to remind you that you all need to, if you have questions, you can ask them. If you have questions in Spanish, please ask them as well. So we have folks on the line that are able to answer your questions in Spanish. So I know that Cesar is monitoring the chat on the YouTube live section. So please ask your questions and we will get them answered for you.
Cesar, do you have any questions that you might want to pose?
Oh, I see a question on there about commencement. We wanted to just remind folks that commencement has been postponed, which is different than being canceled. I know we've gotten a lot of questions from folks about is commencement canceled? Commencement is not canceled. It is postponed, meaning that it will not happen on Friday, May 22nd, as we had hoped it would happen. But we are exploring different options as a district and as a campus for moving our commencement ceremony to a later date, hopefully this summer. But all of that is going to be done in consultation with our public health department, the CDC, and of course, Dottie and her team as they, one of the things that we're going to do is to make sure that if and when we have this ceremony, we're doing it in a way that protects the safety of everyone involved. That involves you, your family, all of our faculty and staff, and students that are working to put on this ceremony. So I know I've had questions about whether we're going to do a virtual ceremony. Our plan is to have a real ceremony, an actual ceremony, if we can have one. And if we can't have one sometime this summer, then we will look at exploring options to do something virtually. But right now, we're in this with you all, and our plan is to actually have a commencement ceremony when we're able to do it in a safe way.
Excellent.
There's a question on there of what kind of financial aid can students expect? Maybe Susana can speak to that in terms of, I think the question is more about the stimulus funds and what can students expect from the stimulus funds?
Okay, so as far as financially, we're gonna be, we're moving into doing disbursements every 2 weeks now with the pandemic. So the next disbursement is not gonna happen not until April 27. And that's basically gonna be Pell Grants, whatever awards you have that we can disperse. Second disbursements won't happen not until May. Another thing is that forms for 2020, 2021 will be available on our website within the next 3 weeks. We're currently working on updating the forms so we can have them available for students to complete their application for next fall semester.
I see a question here on transfer. Where can I transfer from City College? Essentially, every institution that we were able to transfer to before is still available to us, with the exception of certain institutions opening up their fall. And so Humboldt University, we had a webinar with them yesterday. They're still accepting students in the fall. We still have our CSUs and UCs. In addition to that, we have private institutions that are here locally, so National, Point Loma, Azusa Pacific, USD. We have quite a few, local privates you can attend to. If I'm going to share share with you some of the nuance in regard to that with our particular UCs and CCs that's fluid and changing is that we do have, let me share the screen. Some updates in regards to the UCs and CSUs. So for example, when I was talking about earlier here, everything's still the same. There is some conversation about having 48 units with the CSUs. And so if you drop out of your 12 now, can you take that in the summer? But typically there isn't any exception to that in regards to beyond summer. So for the spring right now, if you have 48, you're gonna be hopefully around 60 in the summer. They're being flexible in regards to that. Again, as I mentioned, you can still transfer to all CSUs. The Golden 4, you can take a pass, no pass, and your GEs as well, and all major prep. The UCs are very, very specific. UC Riverside, UC Irvine, they're allowing you to take major prep courses, pass, no pass. They have also extended the cap from 14 units to go over 14 units for the pass, no pass. In the past, the cap was at 14 units. They've extended that to 16 units now. In regards to any other information, you can contact our office. I showed you the link earlier. I mentioned the waivers are still intact. If you have been denied and you want to appeal, you still have the 30-day window. They're being flexible with transcripts. So you can attend and transfer to any institution that you want possible. None of our articulations or agreements have changed because of the no harm, no foul period that we're in right now. So some of you are asking in that question, did my class that was in person, now that's online, is it going to lose its articulation value? The answer is no. You can still transfer to that institution that you desire.
I saw that someone had a question about how health services are being delivered now. And I just want to tell you that we're trying to reach out to students, and we hope that you can reach us in every other way but in person. So our phone extension for the clinic is 3450. For mental health, it's 3055. But if you go to our web pages, you will also find information about Instagram, about wellness groups, about a variety of things. But if you just need to contact a mental health or a nurse or a medical professional, give us a call. We will get back to you. We want to talk to you and help you through this time. I think all of us need help during this time. And one other thing that Denise asked us to speak to, please don't drop out. Please know that you enrolled at City College for a reason. Please don't give up on your dreams. This is an event that is happening to all of us that maybe only happens once a century. It's devastating. And if you can persevere through this with our help, and trust me, we want to hold you in our hands and help you through this. Please persist, please stay with us. We are all here for you. And again, student health and mental health, absolutely here, even though we're not in person on the campus. And let me know if the person that asked the question, if you have any more specifics. Thank you.
You know, there was one, real quick, there's one question. I think Dora, I think you're going to answer it. Someone about important dates for.
Are you talking about registration dates? If you're talking about registration dates, we do have some, our class schedule will be available online starting April 20th. So you can take a look at what classes are going to be offered in the summer session. You'll be able to view your registration appointments starting May 4th. So log into your portals to be able to find out when your assigned registration appointment is for summer, and registration will begin May 5th. Open registration for students will begin May 18th.
And Dora, do you have any more information on the other dates for students? Thank you, Georgina.
Yeah, I think Georgina covered most of it. I believe the priority registration deadline, though, for students to be coded in our system is today. So please take a moment to look at our homepage at sdcity.edu. And if you go into the frequently asked questions for admissions and records, they'll have their point of contact, emails for who you would need to contact if you still need to do your priority registration. So this is more for our incoming veterans. They intend to require the documentation. And other than that, I think this is a good time for you guys to start planning your summertime. Some of you are very close to graduating and completing that degree. You may be a class or two away. It's easier to just get it done and look back and look at your accomplishment.
Thank you. There's a question here. This is probably for Bree. Bree, what resources are offered in DSPS for students now that they're not on campus?
Let's see. Thank you so much. Great question. We are pretty much providing all of the same types of accommodations as we provided on campus, with the exception of our physical computer lab that we had for students, and also our test proctoring center where students could come in and take their exams in our center. However, we are working with professors to ensure that those same types of accommodations, like your extended time on your exams, are provided. And then we are doing a lot of just one-on-one work with students and their professors to work on kind of individual accommodations based on whatever barriers are coming up for you as a student that are disability related during this time. So I know that's a pretty broad answer, but that's because it really is like our services are very individualized, and we want to connect with you. So please do contact us, and we'll explain more.
Great. Have another question here from a student. Dr. Bull, person needs a job. Can I get work on campus, or are there ways to look for a job? What can they do? How can they apply? And I'm also thinking about classes and what classes to take at City.
So great question. Sasha Knox, our job placement coordinator, is going to update this evening our, like I mentioned earlier, our career section. And she'll have a plethora of jobs that are actually currently hiring right now. There's quite a few jobs that are currently hiring, jobs that are also hiring remotely. And so we're gonna share that resource with you. So I highly encourage you all, and the student asked that question, to visit our website. We're gonna have the directory up. The other question I believe you asked was, is there a particular class I should be taking right now?
Correct.
It depends on your major. That's one of the most generic questions in the world, right? Depends on what you want to do. I don't want to go ahead and just start advertising personal growth classes, because we teach that in our department, which I'm going to go ahead and recommend anyways. The personal growth 130 class will help you in terms of selecting a career. We have the 120, 140, all those are remote. But if I just kind of step back from my field and say, this crisis, as Dr. Dadia Cordell mentioned earlier, is that it shows us the importance of certain things. One of them is technology. So if you're able to enroll into some type of technology course, some type of basic computer or programming or coding course, you can find yourself some relevance in this market, in this economy, right? And so we were watching what's happening with Zoom and all these platforms. And as everything's being projected, society will change the way it engages itself. Like, this is our new norm. Not this particular modality now, but social distancing. There's going to be a whole bunch of things that will augment the way we've operated as a society. So the more courses in terms of like technology that you can try to enroll yourself into and gain some of those skill sets, I would highly encourage you to look into that from an employability perspective.
Great. Another question. This is probably for Marco and Oscar. Is there an update with ASG? ASG elections, and what is ASG doing over the summer?
So basically, one of the things that we want to try to do before the summer intersession comes, because we do not operate between intersessions, we only operate during the fall semester and the spring semester. We are looking into donating some funds into the San Diego Foundation so that students can have the opportunity to either have a hotspot or a computer that will be provided by the campus, like this Friday that is going to be happening. Marciano?
Yeah, so there's some other things that I would just add is just a reminder that ASG elections are still happening. If you go onto the Student Affairs website and under the ASG tab, you'll be able to see the election packets. All election packets are due by this Friday by 3 p.m. So anyone that's wishing to run for any of our positions for next year, president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, or any of our senator positions, those are all listed on the website, and you can just submit your packet by Friday. One of the things that the Associated Student Government has done is that they have waived the requirement for students to gather signatures. As you all know, in previous years, students were required to gather signatures in order to be on the ballot. So the Associated Student Governments from all of the campuses, Mason and Miramar and Continuing Ed, have all agreed that there's a waiving of signature requirements so that we are keeping in light with the social distance requirements. So students don't have to have that. You do have to, there are some other requirements depending on the position, and you'll see those, they vary by position, listed on our website. But we really want, as Oscar started earlier today talking about, we need students to be involved. If you want to make a difference in the lives of students, we want you to be involved and complete a packet to be on the ballot. You will be receiving something from the district as well with information about the candidates. And we will be having 2 virtual town halls with the candidates so that you can meet all the students that are running for various positions and ask them questions. And then we will be voting, as we've always done, electronically, so that students, every student has an opportunity to vote for selecting their next student government president, which is also a student trustee.
And I do also just want to end by saying that I know it is difficult to think about serving students in an online modality, and a lot of the representation and the activities that we do on campus are in collaboration with the clubs. And we have about over 30 registered clubs on our campus, and currently a lot of those clubs aren't meeting anymore. And I want to encourage any club member representatives from the Interclub Council to definitely make sure to encourage students to run for a senator position just to get their foot in the water and help the operations going of the associated students.
Great. We have here a student, how can they plan for their future classes? My classes be socially distanced once we return. I'll open that to the group. If they have any ideas planning for class when we return.
Well, one of the things that the students can do is visit our counseling website to schedule an appointment so that they can meet with the counselor to do an education plan. So we can do a long-term plan to take a look at courses maybe that you've already completed and that you want to pick up on when you come back to campus. Or those of you that are incoming, we can start to develop your education plan for the next few semesters or even a couple of years to help you plan out and prepare for upcoming classes.
We're also going to be doing career assessments too. So if you take those PG 130 courses, or we have career appointments in addition to what Georgina, our chair, had mentioned, to kind of figure out what classes you want to take. Those resources have always been online, and so we just find a way to kind of enhance that for you all. So if you have no idea what your major is, we have a plethora of resources from career assessments that you can take from MBTI to My Plan that you can figure out in K Journey as well.
I also want to put in a plug real quick for our, the counselors are providing a live forum for students on our Instagram account. So we will be having another IG Lab live forum with counselors on April 28th. So please make sure that you check out our social media pages and our Instagram page for updates and information. And basically it's similar to what you're doing now, but it'll just be through our IG, through Instagram, and there'll be a number of counselors that are available to answer questions, general counseling related questions for you. So make sure you check us out on April 28th.
Awesome. I have another comment here. I heard about Women's Resource Center. Are the clubs and for Black and Brown students, foster youth, and other communities?
I can speak a little bit about some of the clubs. So, you know, we had some very active clubs prior to having to move to being off campus. There are clubs that are still meeting socially via Zoom, but they are, you know, limited to being able to do things from their living rooms. But, you know, City Women Rock is one of the clubs that's still continuing to meet, and they're still actively planning for what they might be able to do in the fall. There are other groups that are meeting in terms of just being able to keep check in with each other and keep up. So I know like the Hubu Club is still meeting. I know Puente and Emoji are still meeting, and they're having, you know, they're calling them social gatherings versus meetings, because meetings implies that you're trying to do business, and it's a little bit harder to do business when you're working from home. But those groups are still checking in. And one of the things that I've shared with our ASG and our Interclub Council, as we've continued to meet as well, is to say that one of the most important things that we can do during this time is to just continue to check in with each other, to just remind each other that we're all in this, we're struggling the same way. We all have our good days and our bad days. There have been days where I have absolutely wanted to be able to walk outside and go and see people and meet people. I had to go to campus briefly to sign some checks the other day, and I ran into Dottie, and I wanted to give her a hug so badly, and knowing that we couldn't do that. So we're all in this together. I mean, we really are all trying to do the best that we can. And so as clubs, what I can tell you is that even if your club is not doing formal business, the importance of meeting and checking in really goes a long way. Asking folks, you know, how they're doing in classes, how you're hanging in there, what are the strategies that you're using to kind of make it through. As Dr. Bull and Georgina and some of the other folks have talked about, you know, like encouraging each other not to give up yet, not to drop classes, not to switch everything to pass, no pass, but to really be thinking about how we can all get through this successfully, because ultimately we want to complete. We want every student that's at City College to earn their certificate, to transfer, to earn their AA, to earn some skills so they can get a better job. All of those things couldn't be more true even with our clubs. So that's what advice that I would give you all.
And one more plug, just remember, education is your right. You belong here, you belong at City College. It's your right to have an education if you want to continue your education, and your education is something that no one will ever be able to take away from you. It'll be yours forever. So keep that in mind and know that we want you here, you belong here. If you want to be here, we're here for you.
I wanted to plug in too. I see Dean Valadez is online, and he might want to go and unmute it for a second to talk about some of the great things that are happening in our foster youth programs and other support services on our campus. Are you muted?
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here, and welcome to all of our students. So I just want to echo what the team is saying here, the beauty of technology and how we were able to transition within a couple of weeks into this new modality in a very unprecedented times. So big shout out to all the programs under the Office of Student Equity, EOPS, DSPS, CalWorks, PRICE, and Title V. Everybody was able to transition within.
We're offering kind of coffee chats, and every day we're going to be offering some kind of a mindful meditation that we're posting on a YouTube channel. So look out for that information. And, you know, City College cares. That's why City College, because we love our students and we love our campus community, and we're here for you. So we wanted you to know that.
And does anybody else want to answer why choose City College?
The question, Caesar, why City College?
Correct. Why City College? Why did students choose us?
City College is the mecca of social justice, and we're innovative and creative, and we're here for you. And so what my colleague Leslie's talking about is just a taste and a flavor of the type of innovative and creative spaces that we've created for you all. The IG Live, no one is doing that. No one, and if they are, we're the first to do it. We meet students where they're at. We are top dog, top notch. And so, exactly, there you go. Good job, Caesar, for promoting that. Our vice president was able to secure laptops for students. We're over here trying to be the most innovative, creative, dynamic group, and you will meet the dopest faculty, the most social justice, woke people that you will see from all different types of areas. And so we have an equity lens that's race conscious, and we're about that life. I want to close this out, at least my part, with a quote that I live by, and that's by Malcolm X. And he said, "Education is the passport to the future. For the future belongs to those who prepare for it today." And so we are here to prepare you for that future. And so if you want to get that social justice, equity, race conscious, innovative, creative, dynamic, loving, and we say love like unapologetically. You get to be you in your unapologetically space. We have formerly incarcerated programs. We have Emoja, we have Hubu, we have Puente. We have culturally specific nutrients that specifically address you and what you're going through. So we see you, we validate you, and we love you. And we love for you to transfer as well. So come down to City College, because ain't nobody doing like we is. We is, and I got a doctorate degree from US with that type of vernacular.
Thank you, Dr. Bull. Anybody else?
I just wanted to add on to what Leslie said, that you will find us to be different. We care very deeply about all of our students, and you will find a home here at City.
Oscar, do you want to say something?
I want to say from a student perspective that I feel that San Diego City College truly does foster their students, and they go to the extremes to make sure that they can provide resources or educational opportunities for students. And I started in a program that also is known as Hubu. It was mentioned by our transfer coordinator. And I think San Diego City College definitely helps students achieve their goals and their dreams. So that's it.
Can you hear me? Okay, so I'm going to say this in Spanish. Para los estudiantes de habla hispana, San Diego City College es uno de los colegios que estamos más estamos dedicados al sistema o la justicia social y encargarnos de las necesidades individuales. Yo sé que tenemos muchos estudiantes de Tijuana y la verdad que el personal que trabaja en City College está dedicado para proveerles los recursos que necesitan y sacarlos adelante, especialmente en este momento de una pandemia sin precedentes. So, ojalá y los esperamos aquí en el otoño. Gracias.
Anyone else want to add?
I can speak.
Go ahead.
Okay. So for City College, I think I can only say as an alumni myself, we transform lives. We're a community within the community, and many of the staff members and faculty who work at City College and hourly staff are members of your own community. We're always here to support you. We coordinate with each other. We try to pass the baton as smoothly as possible so that at the end, more of our community members can be successful and bring up the rest of their community.
Wow. And if I can just add to just the numerous sharings, I would say that I have worked in the University of California system. I worked there for several years, and I've worked in other spaces, and I will say that City College is a transformational space for students and for those whom have the pleasure to serve you. And we take that very seriously. Our commitment to social justice is not doublespeak. It is the reality of how we do business. The work that you heard today, you might have not heard anywhere else. When we talk about different communities, when we talk about serving students through Hubu, Black and brown males, when we talk about serving people in different spaces, foster youth, incarcerated students, dreamers, we say come, and then we do. you meet us halfway, or you just kind of put a foot forward, we're going to be there. And so as you are there trying to figure out what you're going to do next, I just really want to share with you that City is absolutely the place where you should be. You are absolutely in the right place. And I wanted to take a second and just share with you, if I can have access to the screen for a second. I'm going to share the screen. I hope I've done this right. I'm going to share with you. Let's see. I did not do this right. Let's see. Calendar events. Let's see here. Yes. Okay, I'm going to try this. Yes. What you see in front of you is just a series of, when the question was posed, what is there to do? Because we're all in our spaces. What can we do that's student focused? What can we do to have fun, to laugh? There, before you is our college calendar of events. If you go to San Diego City College and you look under and you look under San Diego City College under About and Calendar, there is a calendar. And through the great work of our Student Services leadership team, I also want to do a shout out in particular to Dr. Bull and also to our Dean, Dean Deddy. You will soon see in many of your classes this calendar of event through your Canvases. So we're really excited about that. We want to let you know that the work goes on. We don't really call it work here, we call it service. We are so proud to have the opportunity to serve you. We are here for you 100%. And with that said, I think this completes our session. Be sure to use your mask, or make it like I had to do, make your mask or get somebody to make one for you. And with that said, peace.
Great job.